So if you're like me, you probably bought your car to enjoy top-down, open motoring, enjoying the beautiful, beautiful road as it stretches off into the distance, with the wind blowing through your hair. But be warned, for up above, there is a not-so-hidden enemy, and it can be very, very dangerous. Hello, happy people, and welcome to your Moment of Zed, the YouTube channel dedicated to the most beautiful car in the world, the BMW Z3, or as the folks in all of Ireland call it, the Z3. I'm Mark, and happy St. Patrick's Day. I've got my green on today. I hope you're going to have a wonderful day wherever you are. Unfortunately, today's theme is not that happy as maybe it should be for such a great day, such a fun day, but I feel like it's important. Little background, recently had a little spot under my eye, something that didn't look quite right, and thankfully my wife pushed me to going to the doctor because I'm a typical middle-aged man. I don't need doctors. I will live forever. So I went, and the doctor said that it looked like basal cell carcinoma, which is the most common form of skin cancer. Now, not 100% confirmed. Went to the dermatologist. What they did was they froze it using some magic freeze spray. And if it is cancer in its beginning stages or it's pre-cancer, that is supposed to kill it. We will find out when I go back. But it kind of made me think, geez, I ride around with the top down a lot. As I showed in the intro, I think that's the reason a lot of us bought this car. And how much has that contributed? Now, I'm not blaming the car for my potential skin cancer. And again, I don't want anybody to feel sorry for me. I should be fine. One thing about skin cancer, it's the most common cancer, but if you catch it early, it's very, very survivable. So with all that said, I just kind of wanted to go over and make you more aware of it. I'm sure many of you who are my age or older are quite aware of skin cancer. Maybe you've had it. Please comment. I know it's very personal, but if you'd like, tell us in the comments. Really, I'm kind of making this more for the young people who haven't bothered to go damage their skin completely yet, like I have. Again, I'm not blaming the car, but I think the car has been a contributing factor to what I'm dealing with right now, and I just wanted to talk about that and hopefully reduce the risk for others. So with that said, I'm not going to do a Zed of the week. I don't think anyone wants their car related to the cancer episode. So we're going to get right into it now. So there are many different types of skin cancer. I wanted to show just the three most common, starting with basal cell carcinoma. This is the most common. About 80% of skin cancers are basal cell carcinomas, which is actually a good thing because they're very treatable, especially if caught early. Commonly appearing on places that get the most sun, like your face, neck, ears. They can also appear on your scalp, so have your hairdresser or barber help you out with the detection of those. Next, squamous cell carcinoma has a similar look quite often, can be a little bit more dangerous, but again, very, very treatable. Now, the last one I wanted to show is melanoma. This is your more problematic one. This is one that can spread more easily to other parts of the body. But once again, early treatment is the key. If you see a mole that's changing shape, color, etc., you need to get it looked at right away and get it biopsied and or treated. So folks, before we move on, a little disclaimer. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a cancer expert. I'm trying to educate myself as this goes on. All the statistics, all the things I'm saying, they are all from reputable websites. Those are all linked in the description. Take a look, especially stuff from the American Cancer Society, sources I would trust when it comes to cancer. Let's move on to place. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, hey, dummy, you live in Florida. You're riding around with the top down all the time. It's the Sunshine State. You're going to have the highest skin cancer rates in the country, in the United States anyways, or maybe the world, who knows? Not true. Utah has a higher skin cancer rate than Florida. So does Vermont. So Northerners, you have no special protection, and I think that could probably be applied to other countries in the world, like the UK, where you have long winters and not as much sun. Minnesota speaking of up north, has a higher rate than Florida as well. So again, no special protection depending on where you are necessarily. However, there is some special protection conferred to what type of person you are, specifically race. Non-Hispanic whites have a much higher prevalence of skin cancer than people of color. And by the way, your gender counts as well. Men have a higher skin cancer rate than women. So back to cars. This is a car channel, by the way. Statistics show a higher incidence of skin cancer on the left side of the body for folks who live in countries like the United States, where we sit on the left side of the car. Experts do chalk that up to driving. The exact opposite is true in countries where they drive on the incorrect side of the road, and you see a higher incidence of cancers on the right side of the body. So let's think about our cars. For most of us, unless you own a coupe, we're driving around with the top down quite often. Now, I haven't found any good studies pointing to the statistical differences between convertible skin cancer rates and non-convertible skin cancer rates. I would think that would be something difficult to study, but common sense would tell you that we're getting a much higher dose of sun, potentially with the top down. Just makes sense. So what we really need to look at now is prevention. So let's talk prevention. Now, this is pretty straightforward, so I'm not going to beat it up too much. By the way, links to all the products I'm going to talk about are in the description. I'm not trying to make money off cancer, but again, if you're going to buy the stuff anyways, I certainly would appreciate you using my links. I will assume that you are wearing pants and a shirt while you're driving. Maybe I shouldn't assume too much, but it would be a good idea if you're not. Next thing would be a good hat. Now, baseball style cap is fine. Don't forget you're not protecting your ears and the back of your neck, so make sure you hit that good with sunscreen. We'll talk about sunscreen in a minute. I found also that hats tend to want to fly away in our cars once you hit about 70, 80 miles an hour. So I always carry this in my trunk. This is a cap, got it from Costco actually, but linked to a similar one in the description with a chin strap. And it's also got the wider brim to cover your ears and back of your neck a little bit better, especially during the highest point of the sun around noon. Again, with this chin strap, won't fly away on you. Next thing would be a good pair of sunglasses. These are from Hobie, again, link in the description. Sunglasses, much like hats, are a matter of personal style. I like these. They are almost 6 years old. Wife bought them for my 50th birthday. Thank you very much. Love them, and they are still like new today, even after daily use. Highly recommended. Next, sunscreen. There's many sunscreens out there. There's an article about ones for your face from the New York Times I've linked in the description. I have a sunscreen that I like for overall body use, and especially for things like going to the beach, but I'd wear it in the car too, and that's a Coppertone Sport. 30 SPF, sun protection factor, is recommended. I tend to go with 50. And if you want something a little gentler for your face and something that rubs in a little bit easier, the Eucerin that I'm showing right now is what both my wife and I use. It's really good stuff. Again, link in the description. But there's tons of sunscreens out there. But again, it's recommended that you use at least an SPF, sun protection factor, of 30. I tend to go with 50. If you don't want to slather up your arms with sunscreen, I know some people don't. Sometimes it can stain the door cards and fabric upholstery in your car. They make these cool arm protectors that you can wear instead. Lots of different colors. Some of them look like they're tattoos. I'm sure you've seen them before. Very popular with truckers, I'm told. So that's another thing you could wear to avoid sun exposure on your forearms. So folks, there you have it. Again, I did not make this video for you to feel sorry for me. I did not make this video to sell stuff on Amazon. I made this video just to point out that there's a higher risk because of the car we drive, and that's okay as long as you protect yourself. Again, really to the young people out there who have currently healthy skin, protect it. Don't find yourself in your 50s or 60s in the same situation I find myself in, and probably many others out there. Just be aware we have an increased risk because of the car we drive, and that's okay. If you found this content valuable, as always, please crush that like button And until next time, when we'll have a much more cheery topic, I'm sure, remember, friends don't let friends drive boring.